So now that you have pretty concrete data about his true intentions and the value that he placed on y'all friendship. If we just friends, you don't have a reason to lie to me. So now, is that a friendship that you want to continue to pursue?
No, and I don't.
Have you communicated that with him? Or when he does call, if he chooses to call, you answer the phone? Because he's also collecting data.
Because I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to answer the phone, but 9 times out of 10, I will call back a couple of days later.
So how you know that's not the lesson?
It could be.
That God trying to teach you.
And it very well could be. I'm hard-headed.
You are.
Mm-hmm.
And this is with a friend. You know what I mean? Like, that's like practice. Meaning, if you can't set those strong boundaries that might be uncomfortable with somebody that's just a friend that's playing in your face, it's going to be even more difficult to do it with somebody that you are romantically involved with.
Do you think, or I was considering having a conversation.
No.
It's not
with
working.
Him?
Mm-hmm.
He know what he doing.
He do. But do you think he think I know what he doing?
Why do you care? You know what he doing. He know what he doing and you know what he's doing. So why do you care whether he know that you know what he doing?
Perception is everything. Can we at least, I feel like communicate. Can we say communication is everything? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Perception is everything. So he could be going through something and be one of those ones that want to be to himself while he go through it.
What is the outcome that you hope for in that situation?
Just to be friends with no benefit.
Y'all are friends.
But that's it.
And this how he treating you.
But what about to have that conversation? It's like, oh, I didn't think that you felt that way. I didn't know you felt that way.
In terms of like when y'all, and I can edit this out if it's too much to leave on there. But in terms of like when you said y'all would make plans and then you will call like en route to the plan and he don't answer the phone.
Oh yeah.
You think that's a mistake happening multiple times?
But you know the excuse
of text. That is a lip service.
And you don't have to edit it. Technology.
So, but he should be okay. Again, we talk about the male role versus the female role, and knowing him, I know how like being a protector is something that I think he would take pretty seriously. So I got this female friend. I set something up with her the day of. You think he just holding the phone, seeing if you call him, or if it's something he really wanted to do, he would be trying to call you too. And then once he realized, well, maybe something wrong with the phone, next day, hey, I'm just calling him because I tried to call you yesterday. I didn't see where you had called me. I know we had plans. Everything okay? You think he just like, oh, well, hope she's all right. I know we had those plans, but haven't heard from her. Hope she's... No. People know what they're doing. That man found something else he'd rather do. And then he gonna hold his plans up with you when he ain't got nothing else to do.
And play the victim later on.
Yep. Nope.
I'm gonna keep it strictly business.
What's the business? How do that man benefit you?
You know.
It ain't nobody else that can do that.
Oh, well, that's true. I get what you're saying, but I always say, you don't never know who got to bring your last glass of water.
Well, listen, if we keep that mindset throughout life, anybody can do anything to us.
That's true. We don't have to be rude.
But you teach people how to treat you.
Mm-hmm. And if I don't want them, really, why does it matter? And I really don't.
And so I think that's a area of growth for you. Like really taking the time, like go through each person and say like, why is it that you, like sometimes it is hard for you to be strictly like, I don't want to use the word cutthroat as in it being mean, but saying, look, nah, we ain't doing this. Like don't contact me. We're done. Like our season is male, female. You've had friends that have done stuff and I'm like, what the heck? Like you still, it's kind of like, well.
Are they friends?
I mean, you still kiki with them.
I'm trying to think of who you're talking about.
You're not as hard-faced, like, I'm going to let you know, like, we not like that. You don't play with me.
Oh, okay. Like cutthroat.
Or even not even, like, just, like, who is somebody, you know how it's certain people, kind of like, we can talk about A-Care, I know she wouldn't mind, but that is somebody, like, we can see a mile away somebody about to really do something that they're gonna regret in a second with her. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you talking about, like, I think you got to be more like that. Like, when people think twice about, hold on, like, I know I did this to Tiff, like, let me just leave her alone. Sade, let me just leave her alone. Don't allow people to be, you know how people dumping ground.
I get where you're coming from, but then I'm just on the part of forgiving, but you're not allowed in my space like that. I'm not gonna talk to you like that. Things like that. But if I'm gonna be that motivator, and if you need to talk, I'm there for you. I'm not gonna hold that grudge. We're not gonna go out and have fun, and I'm gonna share my personal business with you or anything like that. But it's basically, I look at it as it's business, and in the field that I'm in, believe me, it's been people that have straight up looked me in my face and then turn around and cut my throat.
And they call you tomorrow, you answer the phone and be there for them.
No, I'm talking about as far as work. And I still I had to work with them.
That's how you eat. That's your bread and butter. Sometimes you gotta be, you like we talk about being able to move in different arenas. Okay, at work you might have to move differently in a situation where that's how you eat. Opposed, while you get other things situated so you can move around it. Opposed to like optional people. I mean, that's what we different. That is okay. But I have seen the effects of those things on you. It's like when sometimes that's how people learn their lesson, when you are okay with being the person that say, look, this is not how you treat people. Like, I'm not gonna allow you to treat me like this. And then giving them that space to think about, dang, like, I really did care about Tiff, what I did. I really did care about Sade. How I treated her, like, I see the effect of it. I don't have access to her anymore. So then let me get that right so I don't do that to somebody else I care about. I get it. You have a very loving and caring heart, but you can't let that be to your own detriment. You can't just allow yourself to be the dumping ground for people, because they're gonna do it because it feels good. There's no repercussion for doing Sade a certain way. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying, but then I'm looking at it on a spiritual level.
God hold us accountable, sis.
No. I'm talking about I don't want to say. Well, you say you can edit it out, and I just see how many blessings have come out of that situation.
For you?
For both.
How do you know it's because you continue to talk to her? And her, I think she has changed, but I wouldn't have stuck around long enough to see it. I feel like now in that situation, I feel like because it's somebody you see quite often, you're cordial because it's comfortable. It's more comfortable to be, you know what I mean? Like, kind of like, I'm not feeling you, but hey, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'd rather be, and it is uncomfortable for me sometimes to have to set those boundaries with people. Like, I don't like being, like, straight-faced with some people, but I would rather be uncomfortable in that sense than, like, that feeling I get when I feel like I'm letting somebody play.
So let's say you're at a cookout and that person comes. You just won't say anything?
I speak. But it's not going to be no, haha, it's how you doing?
So if y'all sitting together, you just won't, I mean, like, you know how people get at a cookout and sit here, you know, in little circles, you don't talk.
I'm going to talk, but it's not going to be directly to you, no.
Okay. Now I do find myself doing that.
No.
I do find myself doing that, but I will say, like, my forgiving spirit, like I said earlier, it really comes from my mom. But I'm learning to differentiate, having that work-life balance too. But it just, you know, most of the time I am working because I'm doing PR. So it's just like, I know what you did. I know what you said. I know how you tried to ruin my reputation. But I'm still smiling. I'm still here. And that's the type, and honestly, that's the type of mentality that I have. Like, I know what you did, and you know what you did, because I'm pretty sure every time you see me, you think about it. But
I agree. I agree with that. I'm not gonna be intentionally like mean to anybody. I'm gonna still speak. I might smile when I speak, but it's not like you don't have access to me. You can't pick up the phone and say, "Oh my God, I'm having a day. Can I talk to you?" Mm,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
But the benefit of that
Maybe
is,
that's something God got to work on me with. But I have just been that in previous versions of myself, and people don't respect that. People don't. People have respect for people when they know how they gotta come to you, how they have to approach you. Sometimes you gotta break your own heart.
I agree. However, I'm going to give you the example, not however, but look at the example of how we were out and a female and I were talking. And remember when we were out
At
and,
what's
yep,
that place?
Pops.
Hmm.
I
But
could
that's
have,
not somebody that was your friend. You know what I mean?
I'm thinking about,
I'm talking about holding people accountable when they.
well, to be honest, none of them that I'm talking about has ever been a friend.
One of them is. I'm talking about okay. I'm talking about people maybe you've had relationships with people like we talking about this friend, the friend that
Mm-hmm.
the male
See, I'm
friend.
only thinking about females right now. That's what I was
Oh,
thinking
okay,
about,
okay, okay,
females.
okay.
So yeah,
Mm-mm.
when you put it in that aspect of, yeah,
You gotta
of
create
men and
space for
women.
something new. Them people taking up your space and your energy, and we say like I think those things do affect us because it reinforces that feeling of like people are not loyal or people only want to talk to you when they need something. Like you know those people are reinforcing those beliefs that you're trying to get rid of to make space for a life partner.
I'm gonna say, I will say, I mean, I keep on saying that, but I know what my intentions are, and I truly, I'm a living testimony, motivator, and I am realizing that when people see that I am intentional about our conversations and things like that, they really do stop calling. Some people want to call and talk, because they watch the podcast, because that's
Mm-hmm.
another thing that I consider. We have this podcast, and I want people to feel like that they have someone to go to, because I know that if I didn't, the outcome would be totally different. And when people see that my motive is to motivate you or to give you my life experience, now what your intention is, that's up to you.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I want to be able to, and I want to say dumping ground, but not a dumping ground, but just someone that you can go talk to, because suicide is real.
Mm-hmm. I work in the field, mental health field.
And again, when people see, like, dang, yeah, she really just about being motivational and stuff. I'm tired of her calling her and she happy and this, that, and the third. They'll fall off. Um, and just honestly, learning the Bible more and learning that the core of God is love. So
God didn't let people play with him either, though, sis.
I don't feel
What's
like,
that scripture when God told somebody to turn away from him?
but do you feel like they playing?
Mm-hmm. I feel like I can say it myself. When it comes to even like going to work, the first time I speak for me. The first time I go to work, before I was in this role, you go to work a little late. Oh, ain't nobody say nothing to me. Might go a little later. Oh, I can be 30 minutes late. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing. We all test the waters. Like when we can say something like being at a bar and we talking to the bartender and we ask for something and they don't charge us for extra orange juice. What in the next drink I get? I might get extra orange juice too because you're not gonna charge me. It's human nature to like push limits and see how far we can go. God hold us accountable. It's certain things we don't do because we know, oh, if I do this, I'm gonna be held accountable in a certain way because like we know what we're called to do. We know the relationship that we have with God. And part of my like when I said breaking generational curses has been to hold family members accountable that not used to be held that are not used to being held accountable. And that's showing them, oh, I just can't be talking to people crazy and then expect them to come around on holidays. Absolutely not. If you value the role that I play in your life and you want me at Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas pajama party, whatever, then you better talk to me like you got some sense. I'm not gonna be there.
If they're the host, you're not gonna be there, or if they're gonna be there in general.
It depends on how I feel. It's some family events. it's too many of the same type of people gonna be there, I'm not going. Just because I don't like how I feel in those environments. I don't like going to an environment where I know it's not gonna be loving, it's not gonna be, a good time. I'm not gonna put once I've collected my data on how things usually go when a certain group of people are there or somebody is there, I just miss out to avoid being irritated or like really not being comfortable in that setting. I've done Thanksgiving by myself for that reason. And I was happy. I went to Wawa, I got me a turkey bowl, set up in my apartment, watched something. I can't remember, I was watching YouTube or something. I was fine. Only to then start getting calls of, girl, let me tell you what, you should have collected your data last year. And that has not always been comfortable, but it has been, I think it's been one of those things that's really helped my ability to make decisions. It's helped my confidence. It's really helped me in defining my own boundaries. You know what I mean? Like defining boundaries. Because at one time, I was kind of like, people could do whatever. And I mean, not to say like, it's been situations where I went back and forth a little bit. Like, is this what this person is communicating when they do this? But like once I got it and I'm like, oh, okay, like you really don't respect me. You gotta go. And I can forgive you because I can understand why you do certain things, but that does not mean, like I said, I'm not gonna be the sacrificial lamb. I'm not gonna be the person that's up on the cross in your life and you just keep beating me and beating me and beating me and I'm supposed to understand why.
Right.
Not doing it. Because then I gotta go back to my secret corner and do the work. Do the work to heal from what you done caused. When I could just say, look, we at two different spaces right now. Like I'm gonna pray for you. It's people that I love dearly that I've had to cut off. That don't mean I stopped loving them. It just means that I cannot allow the work that you refuse to do in yourself. I can't subject myself to it because it's gonna undo some of the work that I've done on me. Or it's gonna continue to introduce me to spaces that I know like make me like stunt my growth, stunt my evolution.
Will it stunt your growth or will it help your growth?
Because of the way that I feel about myself. When I know I'm allowing myself to be mistreated, whether that be somebody talking to me in a way that I really don't like, whether it be something as simple as in dating, a man that don't open my door now, I can't like say, oh well, his dad really don't open doors for his mom. So I get it, I understand. If I say something about it and you're still not willing to do that, we can't be. It's that serious for me because I know how that makes me. That does not make me feel like you see me as like a soft delicacy. Like you don't see me as a delicacy. Like you know what I mean? I want to be delicate in relationships.
I get it. Just playing devil's advocate. All right, it's something that he said that he requires. You gonna fulfill it?
If it's something that I feel like I can do without it going against like what I see as my moral code, yeah, why not? Let me think of an example. Okay, like I talked to a guy that was Muslim. I don't consider myself Muslim, but I still could respect his faith. Like I still knew that if we went to the mosque, we couldn't worship together. When you know me, I want a situation where if we decide to go to church, we can go together. But that was a part of his faith. I didn't see it as, oh, we can't be together because we can't. That's your faith. Like, if it's working for you, if we go to the mosque, you go to your section, I go to mine, we meet at the end. It's cool.
Okay. I'm just making sure we're not being selfish.
I mean, sometimes being selfish is kind of important. You know what I mean? I mean, selfish in terms of like, some people are just like, dang, you don't bend on nothing. But it is some things I think we do have to be selfish about because nobody is going to treat us like we're going to treat us. Like one thing, if me always, like whether I'm in a relationship or what, if like me going on solo dates is selfish, I'm just going to have to be selfish because that's fulfilling to me. That helps me like still stay in tune with myself and who I am.
I'm just thinking of just something. What is something that you're absolutely, besides the door, that you're absolutely not gonna bend on or would not bend on?
A man that's dealing with multiple women.
In the dating stage. So you wouldn't date multiple guys?
Okay. I don't date multiple guys. Now, in situations where it hasn't, by dating, I mean like actively dating, not we talking on the phone. So no, I mean, if we just talking on the phone, we just talking on the phone. But somebody like we're actively dating.
So what is that stage called before dating?
I don't believe in all that.
So what is it called?
Like if we are talking to one another, we're talking to one another. You're not talking to me, and then when you get pissed off with something, I say you go talk to baby girl, and then when she pisses you off, you back no, because that does not show me or show us how we navigate through problems and issues. Because you just when I make you uncomfortable, you just go talk to the other one. Maybe that's something I need to change. But as it stands right now, I don't entertain men that's talking to multiple women. I collect my data on one person at a time, because then my data is not skewed. Meaning I'm not just not feeling you because I went on a date last night and he made me feel really really good. So now I'm not effing with you today. You know what I mean? I collect my data and say, okay, this is what we do. This is how it made me feel. This is how you treat me. This is how it made me feel. Okay, I've collected enough data on you to know that. See you later. This is not really what I need. And if I meet somebody else, I collect that same data until I get to the point where I'm okay. All right.
And I think now is where is that is dating multiple people.
For some people that works.
That's what I'm saying. Like for society, and that may be a.
I know me. I get a favor real quick, and then ain't nothing you do as second person gonna be. Now I have been in situations where I've talked to multiple people because I wasn't. Like we weren't actively dating. If that makes sense.
We gotta define this dating.
I mean, now I'm intentionally dating. Put it that way. I'm dating with intention.
Because we can talk to multiple guys, but you're not dating them.
Yeah.
So you can talk to them, and then out of the group that you're talking to, you decide one of the several decide you're gonna date.
I've never been in that situation. I don't think. Where I was like, had multiple people text me. I get irritated quick. You know that about me. I can't juggle multiple men. Like one is enough to irritate me sometimes. That's just not my. Now I do believe you date multiple people over the course of time, but as far as like juggling three people at once, having three of them sitting here and let me see how you gonna treat me. All right, you tomorrow. I'll be tired. That's too much. It's too much. For me.
I'm gonna try.
One at a time. Dating multiple men.
Yeah, I gotta get to one first though.
So does that mean they're gonna date multiple women?
I don't know what I want. For real.
I think you know what you want, but you just feel like it don't exist based on the data you collected up to this point.
Amen.
And
you put it all into word.
Yep. We gotta start collecting.
I'm collecting
new data. And not taking data from people that is not a mirror of what we really want. It's out there. What we really want is out there.
Well, where is it?
But they say the most precious things in life are hidden. Where you find a pearl in the inside of an oyster. It just ain't laying out there. Because if it was, everybody would have them. So you think about it like a collectible item. They make one of 100. So in this big old earth, that's why it's important to get out and travel and have new experiences. Because if you're looking for something that's rare, you got to go into some places that ain't everybody gonna be at. You know what I mean?
It's gonna happen.
It's happening.
It is happening. And
every day that we walk in purpose, we getting closer to.
And I'm not rushing it. Mm-hmm. I'm very comfortable.
But you gotta be mindful of words like that too.
I know.
We have to be mindful.
I just bit my lip just now when I said it. But right now in this journey, I've been uncomfortable for a while. And I'm feeling good. I'm at peace right now. And I know more healing, more evolving, more challenges. They are coming. But I am celebrating where I am right now.
Celebrate your now.
I am celebrating my now. I feel good. I ain't doing all that back and forth. I don't do it at all. I'm like, it's a turn off. And when I am a positive person and you telling me that's too much, that's a turn off. So.
Like attracts like. So. Well, this sums up part 2 of our Q&A. Anything else? Any last thoughts?
I want people to understand that happiness is a choice and an obligation. That was one of my lessons that I've learned this week.
Mm.
So remember, happiness is a choice and an obligation. You
was on Maury Povich. I'm about to be Jerry Springer. Stop letting people play in your face.
Maury said, "You are the
happy to
father."
be his. Stop letting people play in your face. Or if you gonna let people play, don't then try to play the victim. The two cannot coexist because we know.
And now that I look at it from the point of when we're talking about men and women, I get where you're coming from. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to explain those other situations to you.
Be okay with being the what they said, being the villain in other people's story.
Yeah. Don't even try to be the main character.
I mean, in terms of like, we be so worried about, oh, well, I don't want them to. Yep, I was the villain. I was the one that you was playing in my face and I ghosted you. Yep, that was me.
But you know me,
and it's draw it in your story of life. That was put my face right there. Yep.
See me.
Be alright with it.
Trying to make myself the main character, and I'm working on that. So, I'm at the point where I don't even want to be a character at this point in some people's story. For real. Not even a villain. I don't even want to exist. For real. I told you this month is going to take a lot off of me. Mm-hmm. And when I tell you I want that book to close, I want to put it in a time capsule. Mm-hmm. I want it going on down and dig oil where they dig oil in the ocean, and I want to put it there.
You just start it right now.
Like, I feel it though. I feel like, you know how when you're just peeling back those layers. I just feel that, let me go back. Let me say a puzzle. You know how when you get to the last, you got 300 pieces and you get to the last 2 pieces and you about to put them in. I feel like I got one more piece left.
That's what's up.
Man.
That's what's up.
I feel like I could walk to work. For real.
Could. Didn't think with your mind to.
I mean, that's how good I feel. And I am tired of feeling guilty. And I know we said we was going to end, but I am tired. And that's another thing.
That's a good word for you.
I'm tired of feeling guilty for being happy.
Do you think you feel guilty? Oh, we're about to go into a whole nother section.
It's okay.
Do you think you sometimes feel guilty, like I was saying, like setting boundaries with people because of how that would then make them feel?
Yep. I am so considerate of others. And that comes from, again, being the vice president of the club, working at my job, all of that. Just, I feel for people.
I do too, but I feel for me too.
But I'm learning.
And then I know the dangers of enabling somebody that is an addiction can lead to them dying.
I don't feel like an enabler.
Okay.
You about ready to chop me up.
I can't tell you how to feel about what you do.
No. I thought you was about to give me an example.
If you don't feel like.
No, because by you communicating what you see may help me see something. Perception is everything. Because when I think I'm helping, I could be hindering. That's what I was told when I thought that I was helping. I told that I told you I was told that I was an enabler. So perception is everything.
Mm-hmm. So again, sometimes you gotta pull a rug from up under folks.
I think our pulling the rug from under folks looks different.
It does, definitely, and that's okay. As long as your version of it does not cause you to be stagnant in your healing, or to question yourself,
right?
Or to feel like when people continue to show you who they are in different ways, as long as it don't make you feel like, okay, what am I doing, or what? Not saying it does,
right?
Less than, right?
Yep. Because at one time it did. Remember?
Mm-hmm. And again, like I said, I had to make a phone call to somebody that I felt like played in my face a little bit, or I allowed. I still do in certain ways, allowed. But I now can acknowledge the role that I played. So I can apologize for my part.
And I have.
But that don't mean you gonna call my phone every day. We not going. That does not then open the door for us to reconnect
Right.
in that way. You know what I mean? Like that was me saying, "Yo, like let me be the bigger person and let you know." My bad.
Would you? Are you opposed?
I told you yesterday. I think I am. I am because again, like we can't assume that when we have these deep thoughts and conversations and journal sessions with ourselves that other people like understand the intensity behind it or like how we hold ourselves accountable in that way. Like I'm not the type of person that I had that revelation. Like you was there when I had the revelation and you saw like it took me to a place I was like, oh my God. Like so I'm not the type of person that can have that and they be like, well, I ain't gonna tell them that. Like that is how God holds me accountable because I do think people see me sometimes as being like very like sure about myself and people know like I can cut people off and it's okay. Like I might feel a way about it, but I'm still like to a point where I don't play about me. So then I think for somebody like me to be able to circle back and say, hey, like I messed up. Oh, not I messed up, but I see how I was wrong. Right. I think that is a way that for that person, hopefully that's like, okay, that was big of her. I mean, that's what the communication was when we had that conversation, but that doesn't then like I still don't play about me. So we still like, you know, have to we good. Cause there's some people that I have stopped talking to that I have not had that revelation yet. I still feel like my decision across the board was the best decision. Like I don't see how I contributed to other than being an enabler, other than you showing me who you are and I continue to make excuses for you and say, oh well, I can understand. Oh well, your culture says, oh well, oh well. That did not all of those excuses still does not give somebody the whatever to be just not a good person or be mean to people that's showing they care about you.
Is it being mean or is it that's all they know?
Well, to me, it's being mean. So then in order for you to learn that, okay, this is what I know, and okay, so this is how other people define my actions, and this is how it makes other people feel, I have to like remove myself because I can't be the person that's saying, oh my God, you are really hurting me when you do this, and we still riding the top back, head blowing in the wind. I mean, not literally, but you know what I mean. Like,
I get what you're
saying. Then it'll be like, oh, this must not feel that bad when I do that because she's still here. She's still accepting it with a smile on her face. No, you got to break your own heart sometimes. And sometimes the most beautiful, like the most, I've been inspired by the deepest pain that I've experienced in having to cut somebody off.
If you don't mind me asking, how?
I had not written a poem in years. Like in school, I used to win like awards for my writing and stuff. Like I would journal, and I've always been good at like writing essays and stuff. But when it comes to like actually writing something meaningful, like a poem, that came after I cut off the guy that I feel like really like made me a better person, like for real. You know. So I can't say like I'm not mad at him. I might still be a bit disappointed at times, like when I think about certain things. But I'm not mad at him. Like you inspired me to write something that's like help me read or like remember a part of myself in terms of like my talents, my like writing. You inspired me to write something that felt good. So
again, we experience people.
So. But again, when you contact me, that don't mean I'm responding. No. Like, you still did what you did. We still are what we are. But I don't hate you.
Depending on the content of the
I
contact.
don't care what it is.
Really?
No.
That's where we differ.
Yes. Like, you know. Yes.
Mm. I get it. I get it. But that I see. Yeah.
I don't care. Like, that is life. Like, that. Think about somebody that ends up in jail for murder, and we don't. We have our opinions about like how you can't judge blah blah blah. But them people at jail don't care that your mama just died. You and this mother, because you murdered somebody. You have to sit in that cell and think about the fact that you can't go to your mother's funeral. And so, in most cases, we're not gonna say, "Oh, well, yeah, I know. Yeah, let's let them go." No, that is the ongoing result, the ongoing consequence of a choice you made. So just because in a moment your choice does not feel good because then you don't benefit from it because it's something else you want to do, no, you sit there. You got to think about that. So just because you having a day, well, dang, I know if I could call Treese and we could kick it like we used to, I would feel so much better. Nah, dog, you got to sit there and think about, yeah, if you could call me, you would feel better, but now you can't call me. So you sitting there, you call somebody else. You deal with it yourself. That is the ongoing consequence of your action. I'm not going to subject myself to, nope.
Example. They know that you're in the mental health field.
Yep.
God forbid.
Mm-hmm.
They need your advice on something that their child is going through.
Mm-hmm.
You still wouldn't respond?
Hey, sorry to hear this is going on. Here's a resource of somebody that can help you.
Okay. I'm just asking because I don't know if you would just say, you know what, hell nah, I ain't.
I'm not going to delve into it. I'm not going to subject myself to
But
this being a method of manipulation. You know what I mean? Because some people will play on what they know your passions are. They will play on your soft spots. And then after we done got your child to help, man, I really appreciate what you did to my child. Let me take you out to dinner. Then we back in that cycle. And I'm blinded by it because I'm thinking, oh, well, they really appreciate. No. Nope. Find somebody else to do it. And I'm not going to be the best help for you because I'm still going to be driven by emotions. So let me refer you to somebody that is completely impartial to anything we had going on, and they can really help you and your child, based on how they would handle it professionally.
All right. You done gave them that advice.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, you went out to dinner. You see actions aligning with words. Not on the level of y'all trying to get together, just on the fact of them getting themselves together. You had no expectations of anything. You wouldn't kind of rebuild that?
I can't say because I haven't been in this. I don't know what it's like to, I do know what it's like to, again, actions lining with words for 2 weeks, and then we back at square one, and now I'm beating myself up because dang, Trees, like, why you allow yourself to get back in this? So that's the only data that I have on that. So maybe that's something that I need to be more open to. Collecting data on the other end. I do know for sure people can change, but I don't always feel like that change has to happen with and for me. As I want to see people do better and change. I want to be able to go to somebody's Instagram in 3 years and say, oh my God, like they got married, they look happier, they look healthier. Like, oh my God, I'm so happy for them. That don't have to be with me.
Well, what if it is?
I don't know. I haven't experienced it, so I can't. Again, I've only experienced the opposite side of that. So, I mean, that may be something that we sit on this couch in a year and I'm saying, dang, I remember when I used to say, because we do that now about stuff that we were so sure about. Like, I would never do this and I will always be this. And then it's like, dang, well.
Never say never. That's another takeaway. Yep. And that's for any relationship, though. And, not just sexual.
I got people I'm not friends with no more, and I can sit here and say I don't have a desire to ever talk to them again. I will never tell their secrets that they share with me, you know. But I just don't, cause I know me. In the back of my mind, everything they do, I'm be like, what that snake that shedded that skin at? Cause it's only gonna become a bigger snake. So in the back of my mind, I can't like fully, like you know what I mean? Like you, my dog. Like I'm always going in the back of my mind.
You don't think it could build again?
No.
Um, Example. You see one of those people, like you say, you still love them. See them on the side of the road, you help them, and then it's like a
Who? I mean, you mean friend?
one of the people that you said that you know you still love them, but you have friends that you still love, but you don't have no desire to talk to them or call them. But let's say you see them on the side of the road, hypothetically speaking, y'all get to talking, you know, you help them out, they ride in the car with you to the garage, and then y'all kind of start keeping contact, and you see that building back.
I just might not be a good person, sis.
That's not true.
Cause like I could think about, and again, I'm thinking in terms of men, cause I don't have a lot of female friends that I can, you know what I mean? Like I can relate this to.
I just try not to put men in all the time. So
I'm thinking about men that I've dealt with, and it's men. I see them on the side of the road, like, dang, guy, hope you help them. I keep going like I ain't never seen that, and then there's other men. I'm like, oh my god, like let me stop and help. It's maybe like, what a guy I was just talking to, I would do that for him, cause he didn't do nothing to me. Like we just. And then the guy I told you I had to make the call to yesterday, I would, even when we weren't talking, I would stop for him. For sure. Like, and that ain't even the person that I was, like the one I tell you about down south all the time that I feel like changed me. I don't even know that I could stop for him.
Says Sherelle. Really? Girl, you done hit me in the throat.
Yeah.
And not even on that type of level, just I can't believe that you in the style.
And it goes back to once somebody has shown me how manipulative they can be, you might be stopping me to try to, I mean, not literally, I don't believe that, but like I couldn't stop and have peace about it. I could not stop in that situation and really tend to what you need, because I'd be looking over my shoulder. What you got going on out here?
Yeah, where y'all at now?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying later on, and like I said, I don't want to make everything about a man, but I'm thinking about if there is a female friend.
You know what I'm thinking about now? Nah. I will. I'm not gonna see a lot of the people. I will pass by, and God, I know you not happy with me saying this. Nah, where I'm at in life.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. What we advocate, choose you.
I'll say this. It's nothing wrong. Like, I can stand in my truth. Like, that is my truth, and I can stand in that. But I do know that might be something I have to work on. But I don't feel like, dang, I shouldn't say that. People will judge me. That's my truth. I'm right. But that might be something I have to work on. Because not, you know what I mean? Like, when we talk about really feeling like we are meant to help people in this earth, me stopping might be what show that person like, dang, like I really messed up a good thing. But right now I don't see it as that. I don't care to be that. Let's put it that way. I don't care to be that realization for that person in that way. But I don't know. That may be something that God decided to work on me with. So again, never say never.
That's right, just stay in prayer. And as you begin to, I mean, your thoughts may change. Yeah. As you begin to learn yourself, get into the word, you know.
And I'm talking, like, it's probably people that I've offended that might feel, and I'm being honest, I can't think of who that would be. Honestly speaking, I can't, because I really do feel like, as a friend, I do my due diligence in terms of, like, being a good friend, being a good person. Yeah, so I really can't, I personally don't know anybody that, like, don't deal with me because of something I've done to them. It could be somebody out there, but I don't know who that is. What they posted, I used to do the arts and crafts around this MFO. I'm used to person cutting somebody off, but maybe I have offended somebody that, you know, that has seen a need that I have and they haven't helped me because of something. I don't know who that is. Dang, that's true too. We don't know.
Well, I know for me, now I feel like you feel, but I know for me that there are people that don't deal with me because of other people.
You were telling me about that.
Or just being real. Like, it's women that don't care for me because of men. A man. Like
well, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's people that.
We'll never know.
I like it that way.
I
I don't even know all my enemies. Just
It's
keep
okay.
your distance. Yep.
I'm gonna respect you. You respect me. That's all I ask. We can be cordial. I'm gonna speak, but
This might be a part. I know we've been talking long. 7:53.
oh Lord,
Yeah. I'm about to die already.
for real. That's the math.
Because I ain't put it on charge last night.
Oh,
Goodness single. Phone ain't even on charge.
yeah, when you know you go to bed with the charger and the phone in the bed, the book.
I sure was in the bed when I woke up this morning.
I had a napkin, a floss pick, everything in there but a man.
He in your heart. Something.
I was like, God, crumbs,
Lord have mercy.
everything. But I said, I know God, you right beside me.
Yep.
Cuddling me.
Bye, for real. We gotta go to work, y'all.
Yeah. Get it done. It's a pretty busy day. Work out today?
No. I would say a lot of you now. Not today.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
But how does this episode or episodes fit into your hyphen?
Be honest with yourself. Even when it don't feel good, even at the risk of it making you look crazy to other people. Because I know people probably say, oh my God, that girl's terrible. She wouldn't stop on the side of the road. But I'm telling y'all, I know that I would not stop for some people. That's not true.
That's pretty much everyone. I don't think everyone is going to stop for everyone on the side of the road.
My mama would. I know people that have wronged my mama, and she would say, forward, help me get through this. I want to stop it. And she would pull a car over to the side of the road and help them. I'd be looking at her and the passengers just like this. See you when you get back. But she is very caring. And that's a gift and a curse. Then she got to meet her daughter.
Gift and a curse.
I'm very caring. But then once you cross that line in the sand.
Yeah, I know a few people I wouldn't stop for. But for real, if it's nighttime and if it's nighttime, I'm not gonna stop.
I don't care if it was broad day, what is it, broad daylight, the sun is out, the wind is blowing, I just want $1 million. I'm not gonna stop.
No, I'm saying, and it may, honestly, in the dark, I'm not stopping for anybody. If it's not someone that called me and say, look, I'm stopping, I'm not. Straight up. If I'm running behind schedule.
You know me, I'm always late anyway. What's another 30 minutes gonna hurt?
But and I could know you, and you not local, not in a local. In
down on my car.
I'm not gonna start with people crazy. You know.
Hi y'all.
We're gonna keep on going.
We'll see y'all in our next episode. Create a great day.